right. We ready?
Yep, I am ready and rolling.
This is Cheryl Morrow from the San Diego Monitor newspaper, too. She's here, too, the news outlet. All right, I'm going to go ahead and begin. I'm Reverend Shane Harris, president and founder of the People's Alliance for Justice. The People's Alliance for Justice is a national civil rights organization founded to keep Dr. Martin Luther King's dream alive by taking direct action for all with a balanced standard of justice, no matter what race, gender, criminal record, sexuality, or citizenship. We have a very vibrant foster care campaign that we began just months ago, which was heavily focused on fighting disparities in the child welfare system in San Diego and across the state of California. This campaign started in San Diego to take on disproportionality, to fight for African American children and families who have been neglected for far too long by a child welfare system that says that they're there to protect these children. Our fight and our push has been to fight disproportionality. We started that in San Diego. We are in 5 counties who have high numbers of African American and Latino children in care: San Diego, San Bernardino, Los Angeles County, Sacramento, and San Francisco. And while we understand that there are so many African American children in California's child welfare system, over 13,500 African American children in California's child welfare system, but they are underrepresented, underserved, and underprivileged for far too long. We started this campaign to take on the very disparities that we're here to talk about today. We're representing over 5 to 10 families who have reached out to the People's Alliance for Justice seeking our assistance and our help. And I told them that I would come myself as the national president because I know best what the issues are when it comes to African American children in foster care who have been disproportionate and who have been underprivileged for far too long. What does that look like? It looks like systems taking children out of the communities that they have been in, their community of origin, and moving them to other communities north of the 8 or into more privileged communities where they will not get the service or the cultural competency that is so needed. In a culture where racial bias is being talked about in every section, whether you talk about policing or education or criminal justice reform or equity, you have to talk about foster care because for far too long, African American children have been underprivileged, underrepresented, and not served. They're not served by the way of mental health professionals. The County of San Diego, we found through our task force, we found that the County of San Diego only has 2 African American therapists through Optum, who does the hiring for the County of San Diego. And when this comes to dealing with children in child welfare, that's egregious. Only 2. We found also that in San Diego County, only 47% of children leaving foster care graduate from high school. The reality is that they like to pompous certain young people who were privileged and who had opportunities that a whole lot of other young people didn't have. The reality is this, that 53% of foster youth don't graduate from high school. And out of that 53% in San Diego, most of them are African American and Latino. You know why they're not graduating? Because of traumatic situations like the one that I'm going to talk about today. Standing next to me and behind me are parents who have been involved in the Cultural Brokers Program. The Cultural Brokers Program has been servicing the southeastern San Diego community for well over 7 years at this time, almost 10 years. And the service has stopped families from entering the criminal justice system. It has literally stopped families from being divided. We talk about divided families in this culture of immigrant rights. Families have been getting divided in this country for a long time. Let us be honest about it. And a lot of them have been black families. And so in a community where there are more police calls on family disputes, we have seen such a great leadership from the Cultural Brokers Program. The leaders of this program, who are not here because they are the leaders of the program, they are doing the current programs and services and running the program at this time, while these parents are here. We're here to advocate on behalf of the parents who have called us to stand up for them and to stand up for their rights and to stand up for what they believe is right. And that is that the only African American service provider in the county of San Diego for foster youth, for young people who are African American, who look like me and many of the folks in this room, the only African American service provider is being moved out of the African American community. The community where, let us be honest, we found in our task force that there are still more African American children in foster care in southeastern San Diego than any other community in the county of San Diego. So while we talk about foster care, and I'm talking about current non-emancipated youth, while we talk about foster care and while we talk about the injustices of the system, we come today because we're reporting that we found out, and actually the parents found out last minute, that they are being moved from the southeastern San Diego community, the program that was once here called the Cultural Brokers, that services African American communities that are dealing with or have been in the child welfare system, that the program that has literally stopped families from entering criminal justice system, that has literally brought reunified families more than any other agency working with African American communities. They have reunified more African American families within the child dependency court than any other entity in the county of San Diego. They're being moved out of the southeastern San Diego community. And not only do we want answers, we are raising this issue literally from the very ground up because we think it's important. Why is it important? This community still has the highest number of calls regarding family disputes. This community still has a high number of African American children in foster care. Why are they being moved out of southeastern San Diego? If in fact the program has done well, if in fact the county touts its success, then why are they being moved out of southeastern San Diego? And so we are calling on the county of San Diego as a result of this move, which will go into effect tomorrow, meaning these families will no longer be able to be serviced in southeastern San Diego. Why is that a problem? One, because they should not have to travel out of 92114 to receive the services of the Cultural Brokers program. They have built trust with this community. They have built trust with these leaders who run this program, and they are trusting these people. To have to travel to another community to receive services, that's wrong. The other issue we raise is that they will now be put in the same building. And while this is not an issue, for some it is an issue for us, that we add is that they will be put in the same building as CPS investigators. Why would you put these families who have already been threatened by a child welfare system that has not treated them fairly, has not treated them equitable, and has not been fair and equitable to African American communities, why would they be in the same building as CPS investigators who honestly are more interested on monopolizing black children than any other race and any other culture? The reality is this, folks, we want not only answers, but we want this program to stay in 92114. The Cultural Brokers program of southeastern San Diego and its work has been touted in this county, and we want it to stay in southeastern San Diego in 92114. If this program is moved out of 92114, many of these parents are questioning whether they will continue to be a part. Why was the clientele of the program never informed of the move? Why does the services have to be given outside of 92114? Why not in 92114? And ultimately, I would ask the county of San Diego to meet with the San Diego Urban League, which is the fiscal agent for the Cultural Brokers program. This attack is not on the Urban League. This attack is on the county of San Diego. I want to be very clear. And this is to call on the county to go down to University Avenue and meet with the Urban League to negotiate whatever plan needed to make sure this program stays in 92114. If that is not done, I want to be very clear. We will proceed with marches. We will proceed with protests. We will organize at board meetings. This is a vibrant issue, and in the middle of a cultural competency crisis in San Diego County that we brought forth, we are not going to stop at the door. We are talking to organizations. We are talking to organizers. We are backed. Our campaign, our foster care campaign, is backed by the NAACP San Diego. It is backed by many vibrant leaders, including Patricia Bevlin, who's going to talk shortly, president of Project Save Our Children. We are planning to organize until things change in San Diego County when it comes to African American families and children being treated equitable and fairly in the child welfare system. I'm now going to turn it over to Miss Catherine Jones, who's a parent within the Cultural Brokers program. And all of the folks in this room behind me are also parents and clients of the Cultural Brokers program. This is not a Shane Harris project. This is a project of these parents. They're angry, they're frustrated, and they want answers. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to say something really briefly. I just want to say that the Cultural Brokers is really highly supported by all the members that attend. We still come every Thursday for parenting classes, and it's a family to us. It's not just a program that we come and and then leave. We actually like to stay. We like to talk about what's going on in our lives. We talk about our children. We talk about everything that is important to us in our communities. I just want to say that the Cultural Brokers should be widely celebrated and supported in every possible way by the San Diego Urban League, by our district leaders, and by the mayor of the San Diego. And I just want to say that Cultural Brokers is a fresh of breath air in our community, and not to move it, please, because some of us feel intimidated to be sitting in a CPS building. I know I would, where they took my daughter, my 3-year-old, snatched her from me because of domestic violence, the father of my child putting his hands on me. So I was further re-victimized by CPS when they just snatched her from me for no reason, and then gave me only an hour of visitation rights per week. And Cultural Brokers called me immediately, said that I have an open case open. They contacted me. I didn't have to contact them. I was lost, I was depressed, I was sad, I didn't know what to do until I got that phone call by them. I came immediately, they sat me down, and from there, I came ever since, and that was a year ago, and my daughter was brought to me within 2.5 months. Rather it being 6 months to a year, they gave her back to me in 2 months. And that's by the help of the Cultural Brokers and everybody sitting in this room. So please listen to us. We are the people. This is for the people, and we should have an opinion on what we like about our culture and our communities. Thank you.
Now I'll turn it over to Miss Patricia Bevelin, the president and founder of Project Save Our Children.
I just want to give a little history about what happened with the Cultural Broker program and its choosing Urban League as its fiscal agent. The issue of disproportionality is an issue that's about 80 years old. And the issue of it being 80 years old is that we know that the foster care system is not a good parent. So the Project Save Our Children, we sought out an agency that would, number one, understand the need for the Cultural Broker program to be in the southeastern community because of the large number of African American children that were being removed out of the southeastern community. And so, after consideration of other programs, we asked the Urban League to be the fiscal agent for the Cultural Broker program, with the understanding that the Cultural Broker program would stay or wanted to be and needed to be in the community that really did not have sufficient services to meet the needs of families that were coming into the foster care system. We made a long-term commitment to eliminate the issue of disproportionality. So when the Urban League sold this building in Gateway Market and moved to the Mid-City community, the Cultural Broker program maintained its initial commitment to stay within the southeastern community. It was important for the Cultural Broker program not to be housed with child welfare services because they did not want to be viewed as an arm of child welfare services. Rather, they wanted to be viewed as a freestanding organization that will have the ability to talk to our parents in a manner and in a way and in a language that they could understand, and also to encourage the parents and let them know that they do not need the intervention of child welfare services in order to raise their children. In that regard, I feel that the Cultural Broker program has been quite successful. Now we are in a point where, again, the Urban League wants the Cultural Broker program to move to Mid-City. So we feel that's not in the best interest of the families and children that we serve. Our focus has been and always will be strengthening families. We are asking, and the county was, let me add this about the county. The county was very much on board with our philosophy of staying within the southeastern community. They have supported this program, and they know that the benefit that this program has done for families in the southeastern community. So now what we are simply asking is this, is that the county and the Urban League meet and discuss a method or an alternative way in which the Culture Boca staff can remain in the 92114 zip code area or in the southeastern community.
All right, I'll take questions. Before I take questions, I want to be very clear. This will not be the last action. There will be another protest Monday. We're planning and we're working with various organizations and organizers. I'd rather say civil rights activists and organizers. And as she raised, we want this meeting to happen ASAP. This meeting must happen by Friday between the County of San Diego, HHSA, the Health and Human Services Agency, and the Urban League. I don't care how the agreement comes about. It doesn't matter to me how that happens. It doesn't matter to me all the logistics and the protocol around it. All I care is that it's done. I don't want to hear any excuses. I just want to hear from all three entities. We're going to do it. It's the right thing to do. And we're going to make this happen. That's it. If that does not happen, then they're looking to see the fierce organizing that we put in work in this county across police brutality. We did that. We fought criminal justice reform. We did that. We will turn all of our attention and our organizing ability and our funds. I'm not broke. We're going to turn our money to organizing for foster care. And this will be a frontline epic point of our campaign that has already been going. We're raising money across the state, and this is why we're raising money. When you're talking about foster care, it's a deep issue. It's got deep pockets, and it's a deep monopoly. And we're not going to let monopoly play the same course. So I played Monopoly before. You go around the board a few times. We're gonna find our way to that dollar bill, and that dollar bill is that this particular program, which has serviced the southeastern San Diego community for so long and black people, that this program stays in 92114 because it's better for the community. It's better for these parents and the clients who are actually a part of this program. And guess what? If the Urban League and the county decide, oh, we're not going to do it, well, we'll pull all the clients out. We'll call for a protest of the program. This is gonna play out one way or the other. We want this program in Southeast San Diego, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And if that's not done, then everybody's going to have to deal with pressure, and serious pressure. You're already in the middle of a cultural competency crisis. The best way to strengthen children and families is to bring them together, is to service communities and to provide services and resources to those who are most vulnerable. I'll take questions at this time.
Reverend Harris, what was the reasoning for pretty much moving this program out of here in Encanto and moving it to City Heights?
Well,
or did they even give you a reason?
So the reasoning was that the county had said to us that the Urban League wants to condense its services into one building. The Urban League's currently at the Mid-City building. So the county told us that the best way to provide those services that the Urban League has noted, the best way to provide those services is to put them all into one building and to have everybody in one place, in one space. The problem with that is that it makes things easier for the Urban League, who's the fiscal agent of the program. That means that they take the contract from the county and then they disperse it to the program. I get that it's easier for them to do services in one place, but the services of this program, which in fact, let me tell you, is the biggest contract that the Urban League has from the county of San Diego. the best way to do those services for this program is to do it in the community where the people, where the clients, these are the clients. They're not, I'm not just talking out of the side of my neck. And there's 10 more parents. They're all angry. They don't want to leave. This is their community. So if they're the clientele, why is the clientele not important to the programs and services? And so that really is the reason that the county gave us, that the Urban League raised, that they want to condense their services.
But the reality of that is that if the program intent from the beginning of its inception was to be in a community that has limited to no resources available to address the issue of disproportionality, then a management decision to move it out of that community, to me, is a poor management decision, in my opinion, on the part of the Urban League. What I would expect from the Urban League is that they will remain true to our original agreement, and the original agreement was that this program will stay in the southeastern community because that is where the service is needed.
I want to make it clear. The People's Alliance for Justice is a national civil rights organization. We are not in any way saying the Urban League services are not proficient. Nationally, the Urban League has done a great job in providing resources and a fight for equity for particularly communities who have been marginalized. This is not an attack on the Urban League, but I also want to be clear. The Urban League is a part of this process, and we are calling on the county to meet with the Urban League to facilitate. I don't care whose fault it is. I just want the thing done.
When you say service better, is that in context of there was a problem? Because I'm hearing that the program ran efficient.
Yeah.
So what is the catalyst for the quote unquote run the program better,
I think that,
if anything?
I think, Cheryl, that there's some underlying message here. These black women who ran this program, I know Miss Marilyn English and the leaders who have run this program, the ones who have run the programs and services, they have really done some powerful work in reunification. And I think that it's an effort to, when they say run services better, I think the underlying message is reel it in. They're getting too far. They're making too much progress. They're stopping too many families from entering the criminal justice system. They're reunifying too many families. Reel them in. Get them over here to Mid-City now. And this is a sort of bait and switch kind of process. The work that this program has done in this community, that we need to reel them in. We need to get them in over here under our auspices. And it's not just the Urban League, it's the people over them, which the county's in that building.
So have they given you any official notice or any reason that makes logical sense that if a program is working and if it's efficient and it's actually, doing its job, have they given you actually official memo, letter?
Nothing in writing.
They don't
No.
like it. They don't like that it's working.
Everything is in verbal. Nothing in writing.
And the issue is, how can you run a program better if you're taking a program out of the community that it serves? So now, in order for a parent to get the same service that they can get in their community, they have to go through several communities to get there. So are they going to be efficient and give the parent bus passes, bus tokens to make that happen? And then the parenting class that's now run in this area, are they said that they're going to fix it so the parents can get to another parent class in Mid-City? Mid-City has a plethora of services. I mean, California Endowment showed Mid-City for its program to change your community because of the fact that Mid-City is so well endowed with services. Southeastern San Diego doesn't have that. So what it means when you say Southeastern San Diego doesn't have it, then you're saying the families do not have it. So how is it better to integrate the services of the Urban League and make it better for the families? It's not going to make it better for the family. It's going to make it more difficult for the families. And the other piece is the Culture Broker program always wanted to have an arm's length relationship with the county, even though it was funded by the county. They wanted to make sure that it was known that it wasn't part of the county, so that they could have those those culturally based conversations with family members
That's right.
who are going through the system or at risk for coming into the system, to really talk to them on a one-to-one language that they can understand on how to keep their children out of the system and how to better parent them. Where is that going to come if you have to go through the building where child welfare services is? Now, even though there you can keep an arm's length relationship, but there is a perception, a
Trauma.
non-perception
Re-traumatizing.
that if you're in the building with child welfare service, then you must be part of child welfare services. And the Culture Broker program fought real hard to make sure that it was known that they were independent of child welfare services. That their sole purpose was to help keep African American families out of the child welfare system by showing them that they are more than capable of taking care of their own children
And this is a
without the intervention of child welfare.
and
services.
this is the former head of the Central Division of the County of San Diego Health and Human Services Agency. She ran the Central Division.
Program manager.
Program manager.
Part of Central.
So as someone who was a head in the agency, she knows best. She was inside for how many years?
23.
23 years. So, and when I was in foster care, she was the heading up the Central Division. So, come on. I mean, this is not a plan of so people on the outside that don't know what's going on. This is inside outside strategy. I mean, this is what's best for the community. I'm going to give our
Let me
brother
just
right
say
here.
this one thing.
Yeah.
So the question has to be, and my question is posed to the Urban League. How can you say it's better to integrate your service in a mid-city? How does that better serve the families? We are here for families. We're not here for a program or an organization. We're here for the family. How is that better for the families?
Especially if the families are saying, no, we don't want to do that. I mean, they are the clients of the program. I'm going to give Brother Stephen Coxland, he's a parent also, has a great success story. I want you to talk just briefly about some of the services of the Cultural Brokers program, like 1 to 3 services that you've been provided, that you've seen the program provide.
Yes, hi. My name is Stephen Coxum. I've been a part of the program here for over 3 years. Since I've been here, I have gained custody of my son. They have helped me get my Section 8, helped me provide services for us at home and a lot of different entities here. They have helped me being able to be a better parent and a better person since I've been here. And I have seen them help so many people here. So many clients come to here with the 2 ladies next to my left has been here for a while. So we need the parent care, the urban center to stay here in our community, and they just help a lot of different people.
Did you want to talk a little bit about the services the program provides?
Yes,
Cultural Brokers program?
Yes, hi, I'm Latika Allen, and I've been in this program for a long time. I refuse to leave because every time you come back, you learn something better and bigger and better. Today I know who I am, where I come from, who I am, and what I am. And it makes me a better woman today and learning how to do things life on life terms in real good ways. And to keep my family and other families together as well to spread on the good news. Thank you.
So, folks, I mean, at the end of the day, and this is my closing statement, the Cultural Brokers program provides workshops for mothers who are facing reunification issues, bridging those families together. The Cultural Brokers provides a space for children like this who are a part of their parents, and I'm talking about safe spaces here. The Cultural Brokers provides a platform for these families who have been disproportionate, who have been unjustly treated, to have a space to come where they don't have to be re-traumatized, where they can feel free and feel the ability. I mean, you said, how long did it take you to build trust with the Cultural Brokers program that you didn't even trust them at first?
I did not trust them at first. I thought they were part of the CPS. I thought they were working with them. And then when I came in and I found out that they, it's family setting, it's a family orientation, like, these are my family now. I come. It's a year later, and I still come every Thursday. I don't miss it. I was pregnant with her at the time. My first.
What happens every Thursday?
We get together at 10 o'clock. We have a parenting class. We have food. We have nice conversations. We learn. We learn about becoming better parents and just better people in general. And my daughter, I still bring my 5-month. She comes with me. It's a family orientation. Like, it's just family.
So my challenge to you is I'm going to give you Nick Machione's number. The best way for this problem to be solved, the County of San Diego, they want to strengthen families, right? We want to strengthen children and families. Let's keep this program in 92114. And the County of San Diego should go down there to University Avenue, right in City Heights, and go meet with Mr. Ray King and the Urban League to facilitate a plan and facilitate an agreement that can be reached between the County of San Diego and the Urban League to keep 919 cultural brokers in 92114. Any other questions?
My other question is, have you spoken to Nathan Fletcher?
Yes.
He's the representative
Yes.
down here in Encanto.
Yes.
What's he said?
There's a letter that has been sent to Mr. Fletcher. Mr. Fletcher has unfortunately consistently not responded to all of the requests that we've made around foster care. Mr. Fletcher continues to double down in a certain kind of way from not coming to the community. And this would be the perfect time for him to come to the community. This is his community. This is his district. And he could be a starch advocate against this program being moved. And so we've asked his office to proceed and help. There's written letters on record. We'll send that to you all as well. But we're not going to let up on this. I mean, there's a reason. God has a reason for everything. And there's a reason why we're on this campaign trail. There's a reason why I'm involved. There's a reason why I was in foster care. And the reason now is to make sure that other children who are in this system have a fair shot and an equal access to the resources and the opportunities, and that it's equally distributed. And so there's a new sheriff in town. We're going to make sure that the County of San Diego lives up to its mission. It says that it is here to do the goodwill of the people. Well, the goodwill is to make sure that children and families have real strengthening opportunities. Child and family strengthening. That's what the county says. That's what we hope they'll do by keeping this program in 92114. So yes, there was a letter sent to Nathan Fletcher. Aaron Wilson from his staff received that. There was a letter sent to all parties involved that you'll get. We'll forward that email to you. And it will show you every single person involved has been contacted in writing. And there were verbal agreements and discussions that happened prior to that letter, discussions that were talking about what we would do moving forward. I do also want to say the County of San Diego we're working on a partnership. We are the People's Alliance for Justice is becoming a Live Well partner. And in that, our agreement is clear. We're partners with HHSA. We're not just part of Live Well. We have our own MOU signed with the county, with HHSA. And there's an agreement that Nick Machione has made and the Health and Human Services Agency to not only meet with us consistently, but to actually organize conferences and give and really depend on us to advise him on direction when it comes to child welfare services. So we're advising the County of San Diego to roll down to University Avenue. We need them to meet by November 1st. That's Friday. Really by tomorrow. The program's already left here. So tomorrow's the deadline for the program to be officially off these premises. We want a turnaround by tomorrow. And tomorrow this can happen. The HHSA, if they don't do this, if they don't go down and meet with the Urban League, we're calling for protest Monday. And there will be no backing down until we have a written agreement that these parents can have. We also plan to deliver to Nathan Fletcher's office a petition from the parents that will be signed. I believe you guys have been working on that petition.
Yes, sir.
There's all of the parents of the program currently, which consists of about 500. I mean, they see 500 a year, 500 families. They will be signing this petition to keep the Cultural Brokers program in 92114, and that will be delivered to Nathan Fletcher's office Monday. And I believe they're already working on that petition.
And we are asking the Urban League to stick to its commitment that was made when we originally contracted with them as the fiscal agent, and that is that these services will stay in the 92114 zip code area.
And
we're asking that they cooperate with the county, work together, whatever.
Right.
But the ultimate goal is that the services have to stay within the 92114. They made a commitment to us in 2011. We're asking them to keep it.
And we invite Nathan Fletcher. Come on to the community. Come talk to the people in this community and actually hear from these parents. Let's come meet with the parents.
Show us that you care.
Supervisor Nathan Fletcher, we invite you to come meet with the parents of this program. They would love to meet with you. They would love to meet with you. They're actually a part. They're constituents of yours, and they've been a part of the child welfare system. If you're advocating for child welfare improvement, they're the perfect ones to meet with. The parents, not us, not me or Pat. The parents. Come meet with the parents. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.